I think it was a plan by the team to make me react like that. I was very disappointed. I've never had any issues with any other club or any other coach. Then they penalized me for 3 days, and I felt it was a bit harsh. On the one hand, I was okay with getting some rest, but on the other hand, I was very disappointed. I regret it, and I apologize. I'm not perfect, and I made a mistake. But they fueled the press, which disappointed me. These are the shares of Cristiano Ronaldo about his breakup with Manchester United. Before starting the video, we want you to take 3 seconds to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Remember to ring the bell so you can follow and update many interesting stories about the world of football. Returning to Ronaldo's statement above, it's a story from a year ago. He believes that the characters in Manchester United's leadership machine directly took actions aimed at overthrowing and wanting to expel him from the theater of dreams. Above all, the Portuguese superstar has words revealing that this is no longer the home he once knew. A year after that statement, Manchester United suffered their second consecutive defeat in the UEFA Champions League in the 2023-2024 season. This seemingly difficult to understand thing happened quite normally. In the context of the summer transfer market passing by, the Red Devils could only add a few names without being able to solve the core story of the team. Is the cause of everything due to bad luck? No. Or just individual mistakes leading to failure? Not sure yet. That's only partly true. However, if you look closely, it seems that the current problem was created by decisions made by this man, Ten Hag. Not just 1 or 2 reasons, CR7 also emphasized. Honestly speaking, when I signed a contract with Manchester United, I thought everything had changed a lot after 13 years. I played football at Real Madrid for 9 years and at Juventus for another 3 years. And when I came, I thought everything would be very different, from technology to infrastructure and everything else. But surprisingly, in a negative sense, it must be said that way. I see everything is still intact, but Mew is no longer as before. At that time, people only recognized part of this statement as correct. Although infrastructure may have deteriorated and the club is no longer in its golden age, at that time the Red Devils were being steered by Ten Hag, who was believed to be directly leading Old Trafford back to the throne. The saying "I don't know what happened, but since Sir Alex left the head coach position, I see no progress in the team at all." Just 0 was the culmination of disappointment about where he once loved and respected so much. What CR7 said at that time is probably still light. Recently, the famous Swedish football player, Ibrahimovic, shared some surprising remarks that seemed sarcastic and dismissive. From Ajax to Man United, like Ten Hag is a big difference. I've been in both places. You have to have a different kind of discipline. Ajax has the best talents, but no stars. Ten Hag only has experience managing talents, but coming to Man United is a completely different mentality. The players there are considered big stars. I don't think he can work the way he did at Ajax. If you look at it rationally, Ibrahimovic's statement is completely correct. Ten Hag used to be a strategist leading teams where they preferred young players and talents. The pressure to compete for titles almost does not exist, because the model of these clubs is to train potential young players and then sell for the best possible profit. If the shares of Zlatan and Ronaldo both somewhat diminished when they did not mention anything about Ten Hag's future, then here are the most straightforward statements from former Barcelona player Kevin Prince Boateng. I think Ten Hag needs to go. From what I'm seeing, there's no energy at all. I don't see any energy in the team. I think even the current squad is not the strongest. When you come to Old Trafford, they just put the ball on the field and there's no speed. No one is eager. No one has a passion for the fire anymore. If my players can't do that, then as a coach, I have to leave. One person's opinion can be personal, but there have been many famous names criticizing Ten Hag's work harshly. We cannot deny that Ten Hag has lost what is called identity and fighting spirit. Gone are the days of Fergie time when this team is ready to give up everything even though the match has not been decided yet. It was this weak spirit and lack of fighting that Cristiano Ronaldo refuted before. The 37-year-old star expressed clear disappointment with his teammates in many situations and even refused to appear in a substitute role, leaving the field twice before the match ended. These reactions, though known to be wrong and a bit excessive, but how can a professional player like CR7 accept this? A fact has been revealed that Ten Hag played a villain when he provoked Ronaldo's pride. In the 3-6 defeat of the Red Devils against neighbours Manchester City, Ten Hag argued that he was just trying to save face for CR7, so he didn't want him on the field. However, somehow shortly after that, the Dutch strategist let Ronaldo warm up ready to enter the field in just 3 minutes at the end of the match. The contrast in these two decisions by Ten Hag was spotted by Paul Scholes, who said that even Sir Alex would never do that. In this situation, it should have been to let the young players on the field build a connection with the fans, or if not, to replace a defender to strengthen the defense. So the crux of the problem lies in Ten Hag being a rigid and sometimes conservative coach in his decisions. Ibrahimovic exposed the weakness of the Dutch strategist by saying he could not control those superstars with that ego. Young players at Ajax can easily obey and listen more. So when setting foot in the theater of dreams, we realize that Ten Hag's actions, if rearranged, are his purpose from the beginning. The heroes of the team like Ronaldo, David De Gea, and Harry Maguire, the 53-year-old captain understood that he had just set foot in the theater of dreams, so it was impossible to kick out those who had a voice in the dressing room. One way or another, Ten Hag has kicked all three out of Man United's lineup. He provoked Ronaldo to conduct a controversial interview, putting an end to his relationship with the club. Next, he argued that David De Gea played too poorly with his feet and Andre Onana was really more suitable for his tactical style. More cruelly, he deliberately delayed renewing the contract with the Spanish goalkeeper until the last minutes of the transfer period. After securing Onana, he announced no contract renewal. Fortunately, only Harry Maguire has not yet found any reason, because the English player is also showing a very professional attitude. But the former MU captain also could not escape from sitting on the bench for a long time. West Ham had approached Maguire last summer, but in the end, the deal did not happen. The favoritism in personnel selection and partly the wave of Dutch Ajaxization of Manchester United's lineup has exposed Ten Hag's true face. A weak leader in managing dressing rooms even though his strictness is enough to do so. A person who only knows rigidity and conservatism with what he chooses is right. After all, things have been pushed too far. As of after the recent defeat, Manchester United fans' faith and hope are almost bottoming out. Perhaps Ronaldo's prophetic words are gradually taking effect. CR7 is not a prophet or someone who knows the future at all, simply because he understands how rotten his old home has become, and he just has to tell the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, the details just now have closed our story today. Although it has passed, currently, what is happening at Manchester United is what Ronaldo once expressed, or it is the consequences after those stories, those truths that Ronaldo shared. From dressing room stories, from coach attitudes and players, to even Manchester United training center infrastructure. At this point, people see that Ronaldo's shares are getting more and more correct every day. What do you think about Ronaldo's interview at this time? Please leave your comments below. Once again, I am TD Sports. If you find this video interesting, please support me by like the video and subscribe to my channel to update the latest and most interesting sports news of the day. See you again in upcoming videos.